So I will start the RAM tool. So when we start the RAM tool, uh, similar to the staircase tool, we have to start the ramp. So the ramp is going to be created from level 1 to level 2. There is no offset, there is no multi-story ramps. So I can quickly uh, say draw a ramp like this. So I'm drawing the ramp, and after this point, it's already reached to level 2. So if you just click OK, OK, uh, this ramp has been climbed to level 2. Now if I just go and check the view, sorry, still it didn't go to level 2. So even though this says up to level 2, it hasn't been reached to level 2. So if you want to change the angles, we can change it. So we can come here. So if I just look at the 3D view, this is the 3D shape of the ramp. Now if I come here, let's say I'll tile it. So you can see the changes I'm going to do now. So we can select the ramp and go to edit type. So when you go to edit type, this is the thickness of the ramp, text height, those things are there. So it says maximum incline length is 30 feet. So what do you mean by 30 feet is, if I just come here and measure from here to here, the 30 feet is there. So when you draw a sample ramp, it's going to be 30 feet distance. So that's the meaning of length. So maximum incline length is that 30 feet. And when you want to change the angle, this is the angle uh, we need to change. So if I want to reach level 2, if I want to reach level 2, I have to climb 10 feet. 10 feet and I have 30 length. So from here to here, 30 length. I have to climb 0 to 10. So you have to give that angle in the Revit software. So how can I give that angle? Is using this kind of a ratio. So I want to reach, say for an example, if I want to reach this height within this length, so you need to give this ratio between this one and this one. That is, you have to give this RAM maximum slope. The equation is this length divided by the height. So I gave the 7,200 divided by 600 is 12. So you have to give that value to the software. So that's how we change the angle. So I will show you how to do that. Now in this example, we have to divide 30 by the height 10. So if I do that, you can get that climb from level 1 to level 2. So what we need to do is we have to divide this length by the height between the two levels. So I can come here, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. So I have to give the value 3. So the 3 comes from 30 divided by 10. So this is 3. Okay. So you can see the immediate effect. What's going to happen? So it's raising to level 2. So earlier it was like this. Earlier it was like the same length. So if I annotate it, then what I did was I measured the height between the levels. Level heights are 10 feet. Here 30 feet. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So you need to give that angle here as 3. then you will reach to the level 2. So I hope you understand. So, so if you want to design a ramp like this, quickly reach in level 2, so you have to decide the length. So I will do that example, another example. So I can say my ramp length is now, I will create a duplicate. This is my ramp, and I will give a length. Say I have only a limited space. I have length 10, and if I draw this now, so within 10 feet it's going to finish, but it's not reaching the level 2. So the angle should be now, this is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. So I have to give this as height between the levels are 10. So inclined length is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. So you give this as 1. So when you give 1 as 1, you will quickly reach the other level. So you may have restrictions. You don't have much length to travel. Yeah, I only have 10 feet. So I can put the annotations and show you them from here to here. Only 10. So 10 divided by 10 here, and it's 1 angle 1. So you can get a quick inclination. So you remember this rule when you do the Revit software. So you can adjust this one length and the angle. So when you have a small value here, the angle is sharp. When you have a big value like 10, 20, this is like a shallow, very light angle, small angles you are getting. So if you have a big value, small value here, your inclination is big. So I hope you understood the concept. Any questions about this? Okay, any questions? So when you want to design a ramp like this, please remember these tools, this equation. So you need to calculate the length here and the rise. So then you can design a ramp like this without any problems. And for the ramp also, the railing theory is there, same railing theory. So if I want to edit the ramp, I'll show you how to edit it. Now sometimes you may need a step. So if you need a step, you can go to edit sketch and uh, create a riser. So I can say have a small step in the ramp. So what happens is it is not like a ramp now, but you have a kind of a landing in the middle. So when I press OK, now here this is the situation. So it's not following the rail, but the railing is not following the ramp. It's giving an error. So what we can do is we can come here and again create another riser. And still it's giving error. One more multiple seconds are invalid. So what can we do? We accept this change. So now what happens here is the ramp is uh, railing is not following the ramp. So what we can do is we can come here and edit the railing path. So we have discussed this tool yesterday, splitting tool. We can split the railing. Now it follows the angle. So you can always split the railing and get that angle. So what I did was I went here, go to edit path, and went this sketch and use the splitting tool here and did this. So your railing will follow the ramp now. There's no problem. So this kind of application can be done. No problems with that. So I have a ramp and this kind of thing. And if you want, you can have another step here. Earlier it gave an error, so you go to right side here and just draw a step like this. It will give you a warning, but don't ignore that one. It's giving a warning. So here this is the situation. Again the railing is not following. So we can do what? We can select the railing, go to edit path and split the railing. Now what happens? The railing has followed the angle nicely. So this railing doesn't follow. This is now going without any change. Here it's having this change. So you can nicely design your drawing if you know the techniques. So here also I can edit it. Better you don't do these things really. So that's why I'm taking the plan view and doing these things. So click on this and activate this drawing and click. I split it from here and here both. Now it will follow the ramp angles. So this is how we do these modifications. Any questions, please tell me. And and if you want to change the material of the railing, we can come in, sorry, ramp, we can come and change the material from the ramp material tool here. So I will apply a material. So I apply the material. So any questions about this now? So lastly, I couldn't do this entire chapter. So this year I did it with you. I thought that this is important, so that's why I did it. So any questions? If you look at the last year paper, they don't have these railing questions or staircase questions. So this time I may ask staircase and railing questions. So please go through this, and if you have any questions, please let me know. So if you want to change the uh, railing shape, we do it and show you. So if you do some boundary editing, so I can come here, edit sketch, and there's a tool called boundaries. So if I want to delete this boundary, can be done. We have discussed these things in the staircase tool. Go to boundary tool and select the arc shape or whatever the shape you like, and change the boundary shape. And these lines will automatically extend. I don't need to extend it. So this is my what ramp shape, but the railing didn't follow it. So railing is this steep. So you can edit the railing path also and change this path. So I can uh, get this railing like this. So we can delete these segments and adjust the railing also. So or else we just use the pick line tool here and pick this line. So the railing will follow that. So we can do whatever we like. And here is there are gaps here, so we can come and again edit the railing path using the splitting tools. Now you can see it's nicely following the angle. So we can do whatever we like if you know the software correctly. Any questions about this? Any questions before we go to the other one? So are you okay with the basic staircase, railing and the ramp? So actually I have done a lot in this area like the architect graduates. So you may not need these things as architects, but I have covered a lot in this area. So any questions at end? So in the exam, if I give an exam question, we may not go in very deep, but we will ask you to do a simple staircase, simple ramp, simple railing. So we may not give you a lot of editing. So don't worry about that. So but learn the theory, then it will be useful for your future career. So I will now start the curtain tools. This is the last topic in the chapter 8. So what do you mean by curtain? Everywhere we find these curtain systems. So we have some basic terms to learn. So one is curtain grid. So these are horizontal and vertical grids available. Then we have curtain panel in between the grid, and the support is given by the mullion. So you have the supports here, which can be in aluminium tubes like box bars. Those kind of bars can be used to give the support. So we will look at how to draw a curtain wall in Revit. If you just look at here, we don't find curtain walls. Here we have something like curtain system, curtain grid, mullion. So we will look at this later. Before coming to this one, I will go through the whole family list. And in the bottom of the list, you will find these curtain tools. So all are similar, quite similar, and only the family is different. So I will take curtain wall 1, and similar to normal wall tool, you will have level 1 unconnected, those settings available. Wall center line is actually not working, so it's always using the center line method, and offset radius, those things I will change to. So what happens here is if I just draw it like this and press enter or escape key, and when you click on this, you will find the curtain symbol appearing. And if I just look at the 3D, I have a single panel curtain wall. So I got a single panel. I don't have a lot of panels in the wall. Now, if you want to get something like this, having several panels horizontally, vertically, this is not the approach. Now, if I just come here and if I want several uh, curtain panels, we can do what? We can click on this and again click like this after 10 feet. After 10 feet, again click. After 10 feet, again click. Likewise, I have to do a lot of clicks. Now, when you do this kind of thing, I have several segments here. But this is the result. But I cannot divide it vertical, horizontal. So this is not the approach. You can't click one by one and do this. So this is not the way. And when it comes to angles, so like arc kind of shapes and more, if I try to draw an arc shape, start in radius, you can see it's showing the drawing, it's showing the curve, but when you press the escape key, you will find a flat curtain wall again. So you can't get it curved from a single panel in Revit. So Revit will not allow you to do this kind of single panel bending. So we have issues like we have issues in these areas. So I hope you understood the concept a little bit. So how can I have divisions here, and how can I have a curve arc shaped curtain wall? So we have to remove all these things, and we have to look at the settings first. So we will go and see the settings here. So nothing much here. You have to go to edit type and select. See what makes you divide this thing. So we have to divide this to 4 panels likewise. So there's a tool here called vertical grid and horizontal grid. So vertical grid, I can divide it according to a distance, according to a number, or according to maximum space I have, or minimum space I have. So if I try to divide it according to a fixed distance, say 5 feet, now the vertical grid will be divided into 10 panels, and the horizontal grid can be also divided, say this time 3. Now I divided the entire wall by these distances. Now when I draw it, say if I have 60 here, you can see the result. So this is the result. So I divided this by 5, 5, 5 in this side, 3, 3 likewise. So you can get a curtain panel with full of lot of curtain wall with lot of panels. So if I try to draw an arc now, the same settings, now you can get it like this. So it's coming. So no problem with the curve. So now if I come here and change the edit type to fixed numbers, so I'm giving a number. Say here you cannot input the number, only the distance you can input. And here also I'll give numbers, but you can't input a number. So what happens now is where can I input the numbers? Numbers can be inputted from this tool. So it's an instant parameter, so I can change the vertical grid into say 3. So this is the result. So it divides into 1, 2, 3 vertical panels, and the horizontal is 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can reduce the horizontal say to 2. This is my panel at the moment. So you can see when I reduce the number of vertical segments, it's not getting a curve shape. Even though I have drawn an arc, it's not getting that arc shape. Now if you just come and change this to 1 here, now only one division, and the vertical number, if I change it to 1, it's like a triangle. So even though it's an arc shape, it cannot take that shape. So when you have more divisions only, it will take the correct arc shape. So when you increase the vertical numbers to say 10, it is almost a curve. So this is how we change the settings. So you can select the edit type and select whether you need fixed numbers or fixed distances. These are the most frequently used two settings. Then if you select the fixed numbers, number can be given from here, vertical number and the horizontal number. If you select distance here, we can adjust the distance from here. So you can have distance and number both together. For vertical, I have the distance, horizontal, I have the number. So this can be also done. So this is the result. So I hope you understood the basic concept. So you can draw it and see. And any questions, please tell me. And looking at the 3D view, real views, you'll find this is now kind of a transparent view. Say I'll just put a furniture behind the scene. So you can see it's transparent. You can see the other side. So I hope you are okay with this. Now we will look at some more editing here. Now I said that do we can add mullions and we can add more panels, more grids, and customize this. So there are tools to customize this. So we will show you how to do that. Now, if suppose if someone wants to divide this further, there are ways of doing that. So there's a tool called curtain grids. So the curtain system is actually we don't cover this area mass tools. So if you have a complex shape, you need to use the uh, curtain system tool to develop a curtain. So here we don't cover that in our syllabus. So I will just look at this one curtain grid. So this tool will help you to create curtain grids, customize the curtain grids. Now if you want to create a grid from the horizontal grid like this, you just click the place you like. It will create a grid for you in the horizontal direction. You can change the value from these dimensions also. Now I created the horizontal grid. Similarly, I can create a vertical grid. So I customize this horizontal and vertical grid. So it's not appeared everywhere. In a single area only, I'm customizing. Then we have another one called one segment. One segment is sometimes you need to have a segment like this in one area. And here also you can see. Now I have divided this into uh, two segments. So this can be also done. So we have all segments, that is to get the vertical grid, horizontal grid for the entire panel, or one segment, only one thing horizontally or vertically. And you have another one called all except pick. That is, you can select two places like this and press escape. Curtain will not apply here, grid will not apply here, and the other places it will be there. So it's like we obsolete that area. So we take it again, all except pick. So I pick this point and this point. So that area the curtain grid will not create. The other areas we can get the curtain grid. So these are the three ways of customizing a curtain grid, curtain panel. All segments, one more, all except. You can try it and see if you want to repeat these things. Please inform me. So we have tutorials here available. So I didn't actually do a lot of tutorials with you since I am running out of time. So you can try these tutorials, and this tutorial is about applying the furniture, then placing the building, and set up the roof here. And this tutorial is about creating the curtains. So if you already have a wall with curtains, how can we do it? I show you quickly. I take a sample. So in this tutorial, what they have done is they have converted the normal wall to a curtain wall. So I'll just show you some rough settings. So if you want to change this to a curtain wall, you can select both the walls if you like, and come here and change it to a curtain wall. So curtain wall I selected. Sometimes it may give you errors like this. We just use the things as it is. And in the exam, we may give these values. So we can look at how it has been changed. So quickly we can change this to curtain wall like this. So it's not a difficult thing. And in this tutorial, we can see that this area is glass, this area is cladding. So if you want to change the material, how can we do it? The easiest way of normally this is glass, but if someone wants to change this panel to a cladding or something like that, what we can do is we can select this panel, I want all these panels to be in clad or the top area. This area, select like this. This area should be clad. So what we can do is we can select this thing and we can filter out only the panels. Then we can come here and change this to something like a solid shape, solid material. So what happens here now? This is becoming solid. So you can see now this has a more thickness than this glass. So now this has become a cladding. So simply what you can do is you select the area you want. So this area, filter out the unnecessary things, only panels I do. Then come here and change this to a solid material. So the solid material can be decided. It's on the edit type. The material is now default and we can change it to, yeah, I want to change it to wood, and the thickness is handled by this. So okay, now the material is wood. So this is how we uh, change the glass appearance in panels to a solid appearance. So normally by default these are glasses. So if you just select this panel, edit type, it's made of glass. So if you don't like glass, you can change the thickness of the glass and add a material also. So that's another way of doing this. So if I just try to type cladding or something, will it come? So you have something like this kind of a material, but if you want, you can create your own materials. So we don't do it at in our syllabus, but we can create our own materials. So if I want to have a brick kind of a shape, can be done, no problem. So this is now brick. So it has come something like a panel appearance. So I hope you understood this. And before we wind up this tool, we can add the mullion also. So you just try this and see if you have any questions, tell me. So what I did was simple. I selected the areas I want to change and filter out the unnecessary things. Now we need this, okay. Then I went to this tool and change it to a glass or solid. So if you just select this to a solid, you can apply the material, solid material here, and thickness can be adjusted, offset can be adjusted, those properties can be adjusted. And if you select glass here, edit type, I can change the glass thickness and the glass material. So here I gave brick, so no problem, it will work. So you can do this and see. So I will do it again because it was not recorded. So you go here under curtain mullions, select the types you like and the material, sorry, panels, box bar shape. Then you apply like this, or only to one segment, or only to for the entire panel. So this is the thing we did. So any questions about this, please let me know. Actually, we have covered all the necessary areas up to chapter 8, the modeling areas. So we will look at so these up to first chapter to chapter 8, we have covered a lot in this area. So I am not going to do chapter 9 and 10, it's not in your syllabus. This is the whole book I am showing, the Revit book. So I will start from this adding annotations and the other things and show you how to proceed. So we will get a model and start pins. I took a model with windows and doors. So better you have a model with windows and doors. Now I'm going to start chapter 11. Now modeling part is over. Now we are going to look at how to complete the drawing. So at the end of the chapter 11, you should be able to complete a drawing, something like this. So we can add the dimensions to our design, and we can tag the furnitures and the other things. So that's what they have done here, and we have used the room tag here, and we can apply the tags to the other furnitures even. So those kind of things, we some areas we actually know how to put the dimensions, how to tag some rooms we already know, but we look at how to add furniture tags and how to add the window tag, door tags, and the others. So I'm going to start with adding tags here. So this is the topic is adding tags. We are going to look at how to add window tags, door tags, and the other kind of tags. So I have a model here. I will take some furniture also. So I'm going to add the tags now. So we have discussed this area last week. So we are not doing that again. But I will show you how to add the tags to the rooms and door windows and the furniture. So there's a under annotates we find tag tools here. So we have we discussed we have done this earlier. So I'm going to look at these two now. Tag by category. So when you look at this tool and if I travel to the door, here window, we find number 10 is appearing. If you come here, it will say number 10. So in our tutorials also, you may have seen these kind of numbers. So if you want this leader, this is the leader. Without the leader also, I can tag it. So now I don't have a leader, just the number. So you can see everyone which has the similar sizes, some similar type, has the same number. So now I have tagged the windows. But if you do a big project, say if you have 100 project, 100 windows, I cannot do it one by one. So it's going to be difficult. So I have door tag here, another door one, another door one here. So you can see doors are tagged in a different manner. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4, but all are these two and this is single decorative to 36. Both are same, but you get a different number. Here, both windows are same, but you get the same number. So in the doors, it acts in a different manner. Windows, if you have the same window here, it will give the same number. But here doors, it will give different numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. This 1, 2, 3, 4 is coming as I did how I did the design. So I have place this door first, then I place this one. This is the third placement, this is the last placement. So it counts the sequence. Here Windows it doesn't count. So why we are getting these kind of different numbers in doors and windows, you get the same number. What is the reason? So we will look at the reason in a little while. Now if you want to tag all the things quickly, there is an easy way of doing this. Rather than going by tag by category, you can use the tool called tag all. So tag all will helps you to tag all the doors. So if I want to tag all the windows, just press the control key and select windows also. So I'm going to tag all the doors and windows in the current view. In the current view, I'm going to do it. Include elements from link. So if you have other files linked to your Revit model, that also can be tagged. So the tag has no leader. Tag is horizontal tag. So if I apply it now, you can see quickly it's tagging everyone. And you can see same windows have the same number 10, 10, 10, 10, and this window has a different number, and those have the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. This window has another similar numbers like 2 here. But the furnitures were not tagged, so the furnitures were didn't selected. So if you try to tag the furniture, it's not available in the list. So furnitures were not are not loaded into this list. Only the rooms, staircases, and walls, those kind of things are known. So if you want to tag the wall, just click here. You see the walls have been tagged, but there is no number here. So there's a reason for these things. The information is missing, and furniture. If you try to tag the furniture, it says there is no tag loaded for furniture. Do you want to load now? So it's not automatically loaded to the template. So you have to load it if there is nothing there. So just load it from the uh, libraries. So you have this library folder called detailed items. And the detailed items we can find the this first sorry uh, sorry not here. And the annotations, you find the architecture, you find furniture here, furniture tag. So furniture tag I have to load. Under architecture it's appearing. US imperial annotations and architecture. So we can load the furniture tag now. But you can see it's empty. Tag is loaded, but that information is missing. I can delete it if I like. So this tag information is missing. Here also, if I try to tag it, it's missing. Information is missing. Information is missing. So it's a question mark. So how can I add some information? So we will discuss that. So I hope you understood what I did. I went to this tool and I can do one by one, or else tag all and select the things select the areas you want to tag and apply it, and it will automatically do it. Now this problem here is Windows getting the same tag number, and the doors is getting 1, 2, 3, 4. So the information shown here is different. So here if you just look at how the tag is being made, if I select the tag and go to edit families, now we have discussed this last week also, under room tags. Now this is a window tag, sorry, door tag. So if you just click on this, we can see what is uh, shown is the parameter called mark. So it's like the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mark is shown in the label here. So when you load the tag to the doors, it's the mark it shows. So if you just look at the door and go to edit type here, there's no parameter called mark, but there's a parameter called type mark. So actually the mark is the number you did. Say this is the first one you place, this is the second door you place, this is the third door you place, this is the fourth door you place. And if you come here and place another door somewhere here, and if you tag it now, this is called number 5. So this is the fifth door I place. So it's the mark. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. But if you look at this window, it's a different case. You just select this window family and check what is the label information here. There it's called T. T means type mark is there. So it's different from mark. So if you try to get mark and both type mark together and show it. So this is the number, say first one, second one, third one, fourth one. This is a special character we give for the door, so for the window. So when you load it, it says this is I, this is T. This is called type mark. This is instant. So I is the instant. So instant is the count. So when you load it to the project, now you can see both the information. So it says here Now there's a difference between these. Now here 10 10 10 10 is the type mark, this is the count. So this is the fourth window I did, fifth window, sixth window. Likewise it counts the windows now. So I hope you understand this. Now this number is for the type mark. So if you just look at the window family here, somebody has given this type mark 10. So that 10 is appearing here. So if I just give say A as the type mark, so sometimes these kind of windows are numbered by letter A in your company. So the companies can give their own codes here. So I'm giving a code called A. So when you go give code called A, that A letter will be appeared in everywhere as the type mark. But here the bottom number is the instant 4, 5, 6. So I play this window for the fourth time, fifth window, sixth window. So that's how it works. So I have given this one as the second one. So I hope you understood this. So when you look at this family here, there's a clear difference between type mark and the instant. So this is type mark given by the software. This is the count I am doing. So you can change the information you like. Say if I don't want the mark, I can just remove it. Then I am getting only the type mark. Now you can see it's similar to the doors now. A, 2, A, A. Likewise, doors also having 1, 2, 3, 4. That is this is the sequence. Window has A, 2. So if you want to have doors similar way, you remove this now this one. Remove the mark and put type mark and OK. Now it will load the correct type mark for the name of the code. So this is the first door. This is the door now name as coded as 1. This is the door coded as 18. This is the door coded as 50. So if you just come here and check here, they have given number 50. This number 15 is now shown. So if you just type say letter X for these kind of doors, my company uses this standard. Press OK. You get X. So this is how we do it. So when you create a similar door again, when you tag it, it's again mentioned as X because these are similar doors. So this parameter, handling the parameter is really important. So you can show whatever the information you like in the parameter. So I'm going to edit family view and edit the labels. So this information is shown. So if you want to show the cost of the door, can be shown in the tab. If you want to show the width height of the door, can be shown. If you want to show the other information, any information here, you can show it. Say even family name can be shown. Now all these informations are shown in the tab. So press OK. Lot of information is shown. We may run out of space. So this is the code here, type mark. This is the height of the door. This is name of the door. So all this information is now shown everywhere we find those. So I hope you understood how to work with this. To understand the difference between type mark and the mark. Mark is just the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Type mark is coming from the family. And cost is now cost is not shown in this door. Cost is shown as a sample here, but when you load it, you will not find any cost value shown. So if I want to show the cost of this door here, what we can do is we have to give a cost for the door and come. So we can type a value, say this is 10. So this is the cost. Now you can't type the letters here, so just you need to type only 10. Okay. Now it will show here 10. And if you want to put the rupees RS, how can I put the RS? So you go to edit family here. So this label should be changed and you should get a prefix called RS. So everywhere we will find RS coming when you load it. So it's ₹10. So this way we can customize the family tag and show whatever the information you like to the customer. So I don't need this type mark anymore. I need the cost and the family name. So if I need these things, you can quickly show it nicely in the software. In the drawing itself, we can show the name and the cost. So this is how we do our design. So in this one, I haven't given any cost for the single flush. So you can come here and give a cost for the single flush. It's say 5 rupees. So you can see it's appearing as ₹5 in single flush loads. So idea is not drawing only a model. You can manipulate the parameters and show the things you like to the customer very quickly, not like the AutoCAD. So that's why actually we learn this software. So I showed you last day, how to get rid of this symbol, this ellipse shape. So we can again come and change the family. This is a nuisance, and so we will remove this, and we can draw a big circle around this for an example. So I just draw a big circle around this. So this is my new tag appearance. So I showed you how to do these things last week. So we can go to this visibility graphics and turn this on. Then we can see these circles and everything. Load it. Okay. So anything can be done. So if you know the software correctly, these are nothing. So we can go to edit type here and change the font sizes if you like. So I reduce the font size. So this is how it works. Any questions about this? Now you may have a lot of questions. So I tag the things using this tag tool and use the tag goal tool. If some tags are not loading like the furniture, you have to load the tags. So I showed you how to load the tags. You have to go to this annotation folders and load the tags. So if I quickly go through that, see program data, Autodesk, Revit version, libraries, annotations. I'm in architecture area. So you have this furniture tag. So somebody has drawn this for you. You are using it. So if you want to have your own company tag, you can edit this family and do it. So we haven't done that here, but you can do it. You can have your own shapes and load it. Then that's what we did. Any questions? So here the furniture is information is missing. If you just explore the tab, that information is not there. So there is no information here. It says instant. So type mark is not given for that furniture. That's why it is blank. So if you just look at the furniture, that desk, no one has given any information on the disk. So if you want to give information like desk, it's appeared in the tab. So if you don't give any information, it will be blank. So if you want, you can have something like this. This is not a difficult thing. Just go to the family meeting and insert whatever you like. So if you want to show the cost of the desk, can be given. So the cost is not shown because I haven't given any cost. So come here and give a cost, say 8. rupees. So it will be appeared as it. I will do this similar tagging for the wall. So we can go to annotates here, tag by category, this wall. So the wall information is not shown. So you do what? You select the tag here, go to edit family of the tag. Then this information is not given. So that's why you can't see this. Type mark is not given. So if you want to calculate something else from this, can be done. Say if I want to show the family name of the wall, can be shown in the tag. So the type mark is also empty. Family name is given. Basic call is shown. But if you want, you can give a type mark also. Type, um, I'll just give ABC. So that information is also shown in the tag. Okay, so I will skip this keynote area. This is not really important. So I don't have much time left. Only 2 hours left for only 2 hours. I have to complete the syllabus, but I will try to get another 2 hours. I will talk with your coordinator and get another 2 hours. Otherwise, it's going to be a half work. So we will quickly. We will come back to the tags next day as a fresh topic again because uh, no, I will quickly do that also today and finish. Then you can go at home, you practice it and tell me if you have any questions. Now, if someone wants to show, we have given a question from this area last year also. So, if someone wants to show the say carpenter who did this work as a parameter, so if you just look at this parameter set, we don't find a word called carpenter. So, sorry. Always click on the tag. Don't click on the objects. Click on the tag and go to families. Otherwise, you'll go to the door family. So I'm going to tag family. And if you just look at the labels here, can I find a word called carpenter? I don't find a word called carpenter. I don't find a word called architect. I don't find the person who designed this. So no parameters like that appear here. So if you want to create a parameter, it can be done and show to the customer can be done. So if I want to create a parameter called carpenters, this is a really important area. So if you have any questions, we will repeat this next day also. And I'm recording the lecture, so you can watch it later also. Uh, I have to create a parameter, customize parameters. So how can we create it? So we have a tool here called add parameters. So I'm going to add the parameter and parameter file is actually not created. So you have to create a parameter file. So if you are doing for the first time you will have to create a parameter file. So this parameter file can be shared between the companies, shared between the computers. Now since this is done for the first time, they will ask you to create a parameter file. So this parameter file can be shared. This is a shared parameter file. It's not found, so you have to create it. So we can create wherever we like in the location, create. So I'm going to create a parameter file in desktop for my work. So if you have done it earlier, no need to create it. So I think no one has done it earlier, so everyone should create the parameter file. Parameter file created. Now I have to create my own parameters. So before you create your own parameter, you have to group the parameters. Now this can be our carpenter group. So you can group it is who do carpenter who does the group doors. So carpenter door group. So I created a group and I'm going to create a parameter called now carpenter. So this is somewhat advanced area I'm doing now. So if you don't understand, please let me know. Next day also I'll do it. Carpenter, and it's can be under common discipline or structural electrical energy. Or now this is what type of parameter. Now carpenter can be a name. So if it is a name, you have to select the parameter type as text. If it's a number, you select it as a number. This is like if it is a URL or you can select this kind of thing. Then you cannot type other things. If you say integer or the numbers, you cannot type English letters. So text means you can type numbers and words or anything, letters, anything. But if you type integers, you can type only 1, 2, 3. If you type numbers, you can type 1.5, 1.2, likewise fractions. So here I'm going to have a name text. So I'm going to define a parameter called carpenter and you can input text. So okay, I created the parameter. Okay, created the parameter. Okay, it came as a shared parameter, so it can be shared between multiple projects, families, databases, and QS tables and tags. So the parameter, there are parameters called shared parameters and individual parameters. So for these cases, we have to create a shared parameter because we have to share it between the families and the tags and the QS tables. So I created the parameter, it came. So then I have to load it. Now parameter loaded, carpenter came. And if I load it to the project, you can see nothing is now shown because carpenter information is not given. Only the parameter created. So there is no link between the door and the carpenter still. So if you just come here and look at this one, there is no parameter called carpenter, nothing called carpenter. So I have to create I have to link that parameter to this area. So I have to create the parameter as well as I have to link to the doors. It can be linked to the windows. It can be linked to any other model. So I have to link that carpenter to the door. So how can I do that? Is I have to come here and sorry. So I have to now connect the parameter to my work. Wait, wait, this group. So there's a tool called shared parameter view. So when you click on this, now the parameter I created is available here. So if you just come here and select project parameters, I have to now add that parameter. So the parameter I created is available here under carpenter. This carpenter should be connected to the door. So what can we do? If you come here and select the project parameters, we have to add that parameter to the door. So you select the door carpenter you did from this tool, carpenter selected, and it should be connected to the doors. So here, this is the important thing. Carpenter should be connected to the doors. Okay, and it can be a type parameter or an instant parameter. What is the meaning of these two? Type parameter is it's come under edit type. Instant parameter is coming here. So if you want the carpenter to show here, it can be applied to as an instant parameter, or else if you want to show it inside the edit type, put it in the type parameter. So when you click on these two, you can see the list changes. So if you want to add this carpenter to the windows, it can be done. So window and door will both share this carpenter. And uh, now this is what group parameter under what. So if you want to group it under others, put others and press OK. Okay. Now what is others? Others means when you come here, it will divide into areas, dimension, materials, likewise. So now they have divided another area called others, and carpenter has been connected to the door. Now when I click here, say Nimal or something, type Nimal, press OK, you can see Nimal appears here. So this is the way we do. So it may be somewhat tough for you for the first time. Nimal. So what I did was I created the parameter. So first I did, but I went to edit families. I will do this for next day also as a repeat. So I created the parameter. So after I created the parameter, I have to connect that parameter to a certain model. So it can be connected to a door, or it can be connected to a window, it can be connected to even a wall, no problem. So connection happenings from this tool. project parameters, add the parameter, and select the parameter you created, and it can be connected to whatever the things you like from here. It can be a type or instant. So if it is an instant, I'll show you how it works. Others instant, and I will connect this time to a wall. Okay, has been added. It's already added. I think it's already done. Say we'll give it to a staircase. It's already there. So I added this parameter earlier also. So now they are not allowing me. So I will show you this one again next day how to do it. For the time being, just understand parameters can be created, and these parameters can be taken to the QS table. So next day I will discuss this QS tables also, how to get the schedulings. So now the carpenter is not coming automatically here. It came now. So I created the carpenter parameter. It can be added to the QS table and show it as a information to the customer. So if you just generate this QS table now, we have carpenter Nimal is doing this work. So we can calculate his wage or salary or whatever the things depending on the size of the doors he is doing. So whatever the information we have, we can write formulas and do it. So I hope you got the idea what we are trying to do. So I will upload these things to the YouTube since you don't have any video uploading server. So we will upload this all the lectures to the YouTube before the next day. So you can look at this. I will also do it again next day. So any questions up to this point? So normally, if you look at my book or the slides, they don't discuss about this area thoroughly. So in your field, you may need to create your own parameters and show it to the customer and work with the QS tables. So please learn this one. Um, uh, if any questions, tell me next day. So I will repeat the sessions again next week. So are you okay up to now what I did? So next day what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these kind of special symbols, and I will quickly go through these US table tools and how to create the drawing sheet. So that's what we are going to do, and we finish the syllabus. Something like this: how can I generate a good drawing at the end of the day? That is the most important thing. So we will look at these things next day. I will try to take additional 2 hours and try to complete this. Mm, Any questions about the content? So if you don't have questions, I will stop for today. We will post these videos to the YouTube quickly. So I will stop for today. Thank you for joining this session.